there, I'm Mike.
And my name's Carl, and this is episode 3 of It's a Corepunk podcast. Can't believe it, Mike. Episode 3.
Episode
We've not done
3.
1. We've not done 2. We've done 3.
This
and
is
to
the
celebrate,
third.
I've got some Parma violets. Look at
Wow. Interesting choice of sweet.
that. Beautiful.
No,
They taste like perfume.
I love them. We'll
Yeah.
divide the opinion of the audience, no doubt.
Yeah. If you've not had a Parma violet before, you should go and get some because they're lovely.
Alright,
That's all I'm going to say on that.
so
Mike, what are we doing?
what are we doing? Well, we've done episode 1, we've done episode 2, and so episode 3, we're going to do something a little bit more focused rather than a general overview of things.
Yeah, because the last one was long, and I'm
It was.
surprised anyone watched it.
Thank you if you did. That's all I've got to say, because it would have been longer. We could have gone on for about 3 hours in that podcast. So yes,
Yeah,
this
thank
is
you for the response. I'll just sorry, I'll cut you off.
No,
I'll say
go.
thank you for watching it. There's been some feedback on that episode that we've been loving chatting to people, and yeah, cheers for getting in touch, and cheers for watching even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
hopefully they're watching this one, and then they're going to
Hopefully.
see that we're going to. So this one, I've decided we're going to focus on the talents, because I think that's an area we don't know a lot about, but there is some information. There's been a few Q&As, there's been a few bits and videos, so we're just going to have a look at what those bits are, have a little chat.
And talents, you mean sort of skill trees, is it? Is that
Skill
what we're
trees,
going for?
talents, yeah. So
Cool.
basically, what makes your character
Yeah.
unique, more so than just the class. So we know we're picking our classes and stuff. This will help us form a narrative and a kind of structure to make our character differentiate between the other shaman or the other classes in the game. So let's jump right in, shall we?
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, let's go. I'm excited to see it.
A lot of people will have already seen this. If I just bring this up for everyone. This is what we know of as the talent trees. Branches? I guess they're branches if it's a tree. Path. Yeah.
Yeah, skill trees.
So this was seen on one of the videos, and obviously there is, whilst it doesn't look like there's a lot there is actually a lot to dissect.
I think this was in the original trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it pops up for a second or so. So
yeah, so I had to go and take a quick screen cap.
A grab.
So what is this? What are we looking at is the big
I have
question.
no idea. You tell me, what are we looking at?
So like I say, so generally in MMOs and most RPG games actually, you make choices that help your character become your character. And these can be done in various ways. They can be done in skills, they can be done in talents, they can be done in the artifacts as well, and all those kind of things. So in Corepunk, we've seen a glimpse, and it looks like there's going to be, and it's been confirmed, 3 trees. It's been confirmed they're going to unlock at level 10, level 20, and as you can see on that third one, just in the top there, it says required level 30. So quite good, really, because if 40 is the cap, you've got, it's, every quarter of your leveling, you're gonna get something
unlock
new.
Something.
Yeah. So let's just look, and we're gonna specifically look. We'll start on the left on the warrior side, and we'll work our way across. So
am I right in thinking, before you go on, that it said in the last episode when we were looking at the facts? I hope I don't mess this up now, but we are going to unlock everything within a skill tree at some point. I'm sure it said something like that. That
weapon skill trees.
Oh, is that the weapon? Right.
Yes.
Right.
So this is the weapon skill trees. They've said may look similar to this. We haven't seen them, but they have confirmed that you'll be able to fill out every node in a weapon skill tree. So it doesn't quite matter as much how you get down the tree.
Right.
These ones.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So and we'll be able to see. So you can see the warrior. You can see next to it there's 13 of 18.
Yeah.
You can see that. So you're only ever going to be able to put 18 points into the whole tree.
Ah, right. So you've got to be a bit more calculated in where
So
you want to
you've
spend
got
them.
to work out your path going down because you only get 18 for that one. Now, they have confirmed that you pick warrior tree. Say you accidentally put one in whatever this one is here. You can see that.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, I didn't want to go that way. You can just take it out and put it in. But you can't take it out of the warrior tree to put it into the mage tree.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, so you are going to have to look at what each of these things are. And the interesting thing that I'm not quite sure, they haven't really confirmed yet, whether you need to have, so it's, you can see it's in tiered rows almost. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whether you need to have a certain amount in tier 1 before tier 2 unlocks.
Oh, right, yeah. It usually does that in sort of games
usually
like this.
It's like you have to put 5 in. Now, if I'm going to, it probably maybe said somewhere, I'm going to theory craft that is 5, because if you look at both the warrior and the mage tree, there's 2 talents here, 2 here, and 1 there, and there's 3 there, 1 there, and 1 there.
So, yeah. Look at you, Mr. Detective. Batman's on the case.
I'm on it. I feel like that's probably what it's going to be. That's generally the template for most talent trees.
Yeah, it seems to be doing that as you go further down as well into the second row. That's the 5 there, and then we get into
tier 3's where it gets interesting, though. You can see where it says
ultimatum.
You've got to make that choice. Is it that one, or that one, or that one? Now, from my understanding, and I think there's a slide further on, these are going to be skills.
Right.
So you've got you've got your bar of 4 skills. The
is it the Q and E? So this is your Q and E, yeah.
So this will, again, and when I said at the start, this is making your character. So not everyone's going to pick the same skill as you for that. And also, fold it again, if there's 3 trees, bear in mind there's 9 to choose from. So if all 9 have 3 skills each, 27 skills.
Look at that.
And then further at the bottom, when you get to what tier is that? Tier 6, there's another ultimatum choice down here, as you can see. Very exciting.
Yeah.
We'll go into what these things actually are in a couple of slides later, because there has been some screen grabs of a highlight over them and caught them.
Yeah.
But I want to draw our attention. So if we can only do 18 in each one, like we say, we're going to have to be clever about builds. It gives a variety, that's definitely for sure. You're not just going to be full mage, ultimate power, have every skill. You're going to be quite niche,
varied,
and that's great, because that's what you want. You don't want everyone to just be the same cookie cutter builds, so that's good.
Yeah. I love these little symbols for the warrior and the mage class as well. They're very top.
They scream what they are, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it's class.
You generally do associate red, blood, rage, warrior, and then the more arcane purple and blues. So we'll move our attention across to the 3rd tree now, which is locked at level 30, and we can see the other 9 trees, well, all 9 trees essentially. Now, they have confirmed you can't pick the same tree twice.
Yeah, so you can't stack it.
Obviously. So whilst it's got warrior and mage there, you won't be able to pick those when it unlocks. But there are a few others. There's 7 others.
And it's worth highlighting that it shows instantly as well. By picking a certain tree, you're already getting a plus 10% in that specific thing. So the mage, you're getting plus 10% spell power straight from the off.
Yeah,
you're not spending any
passive
points.
That's it.
Yeah,
and that's fantastic, because again, you can have. So if we'll use the shaman again as, like, you can have a shaman that's hitting stuff and has got the wolf spirits, but you can drastically change that build where if you picked warrior, defender, and support, you're a bit more bulky. But
Yeah.
whereas if you pick the mage, the medic, and the pathfinder, you're probably going to be a bit more. Well, you're supporting, you're helping, healing people. The mage is obviously going to enhance your spells and stuff. So just based on that, there's a lot of choice.
Let's go through them then. Let's see what their passive skills are, because I
Yeah.
can't see that just yet on my
Do you
screen.
want me
mate.
to zoom in a bit for you?
Yeah, if that's all right. Yeah. So let's
so-
go from the top. Let's
So we've
work
got the
down.
warrior. Yeah, so warrior attack power 10%. That's
Yeah.
just passive. So whatever your attack power's 10%.
Happy
It's
days.
good amount. Spell power, obviously, generally you magic and physicality. So they're
Yeah.
kind of the two. Where it starts getting interesting, defender, 15% health.
That's a big buff.
That is
Quite nice.
That's nice. I imagine it's probably quite good at level 40 as well, because
Yeah.
we don't know numbers yet, but you know, if your 100 is max health, 115 in a fight against other people could make all the difference between whether your
Yeah.
team wins or loses.
Yeah.
Attack speed 15%. That's pretty good, because
Yeah.
what made me interested about that is if you've got a slow weapon, it makes it better. If you've got
Yeah.
a fast weapon, it's even quicker.
Yeah. So that'll be for like the bow, won't it? Drawing that bow.
It could be,
Bang.
but you could use it for daggers. You could use
Yeah.
it for that. Like say, you could choose to have the big swords and the big guns, but having a 15% attack speed makes it more normal speed.
Snappy.
Then if
Yeah,
you're
of course, yeah.
negating that kind of. So
Some good tactics here. Some
Yeah.
good tactics. You should be sharing all these with everyone, because these could be
Well,
our builds. You know what I mean? Well,
no,
keep it quiet. Let's keep it quiet.
sharing is caring. So assassin is the next tree. That's 5% physical critical chance. So
All right.
damage, obviously, criticals are basically where a hit scores more damage.
Yeah.
And that is obviously just increasing. But note how it says the physical crit. So
Yeah.
if you are going to be a pyromancer and you're casting your firebolt, this isn't going to be helpful.
It's not going to work. Yeah.
But if you're going to lob them on the head with your staff, that's
Why
another
not?
thing. 15% outgoing heal for the medic.
So is that just So that's just passive. Is that just constantly in your party? You boosting yourselves when someone gets hit, they'll just start regenning. 15%
No, so
quicker?
it'll be
No?
your spells or your.
Right.
So, for example, if there was a generic heal spell, that does 100 health heal, it'll do 115.
Right.
Yeah, so it's your outgoing heals. So if you were the recipient of a heal
Yeah.
and you have medic, it wouldn't make it even more then. So if
Right.
it was 115 for me doing it and you have medic, it wouldn't then add another 15%. It's just the outgoing actual spell itself.
Right.
Support ability cooldown 10%. Now that could be quite interesting.
I just saw that then as you were talking, and I was just thinking, right, I'm going Pathfinder, I'm going support, and I'm going, was it mage?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking. You know what I
'Cause-
mean? I'm casting out my spells. They're recharging quicker. I've got more mana to spend. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. The ability cooldown's very cool. Literally.
Oh,
Hey,
there we go.
Didn't even. And what I love about this, and what excites me about little things like this, is you've got to think you're going to have that big ability. You're going to have the ultimate spell, the one that has 120-second cooldown. If you're
Yeah.
taking 10% of that off, 12 seconds.
That's
That's and you've got to think of those long battles and even the short ones. So your 10 seconds suddenly becomes 9 seconds, and those are that's what excites me. It's like, oh god, you can actually make a class,
yeah.
more deadly, not by necessarily making them attack more, like the spells more powerful, but like the fact that they're just using their spells more, and little things like like crowd control, like the blinds and the sleeps and stuff.
Yeah.
Although they have diminishing returns, which we talked about in the previous episode, the fact that you can cast them maybe on two, you can cast it on him, then you can cast it on her the next one. But if you ability cooldown, just exciting.
Yeah.
And like you say,
it is exciting.
Pathfinder, like you say, this is going to potentially be one of yours. So 10% mana, 10% energy restoration. Blech. Try that again. Regeneration. So yeah, you use your mana. It's just going to recharge quicker, all your energy.
And I'm guessing the energy is sort of physical attacks, isn't it? We're taking mana for spells, energy for
in MMOs, and it's not really been shown. So we've only seen a limited amount of characters in this. Energy sometimes can be used not necessarily just on base attacks. Base attacks are just base attacks, but things with like an assassin class.
Yeah,
they generally use energy to do their spells or actions. So where you're using mana for a firebolt, they may have a throwing knife, and that will use energy, basically, because it doesn't make sense that throwing a knife uses arcane magic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then the last one is really interesting because it's something a bit different from all the rest. Like these are all very about the character and either defend themselves or attacking themselves. This little one here, this little looter, 10% more gold.
Yeah, it instantly thinking what's going to be in that tree. What am I going to then spend my points on, which is going to be in that tree? Because 10% gold's great as the passive, but I don't understand what they could dedicate a whole tree in there in line with that sort of passive ability. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I did some digging. I did some digging on the forums. So the 10% gold is across the board. Let's point this out for the start. So that is what creatures drop, when you get a quest, if the quest reward is 100 gold, you get 110. It's just a flat, any income, obviously other than like trading and stuff, but from NPCs and from drops and stuff, that's, again, it's a good amount. So going back to that thing of what could be in that, I actually kind of thought that question myself. And we got this answer that the looter branch is intended for players who do lots of gathering and crafting activities, in addition to the 10% gold. And this was the bit that I've underlined on my notes, to everyone in the party.
Oh dear. That's a lot, that, isn't it? So if you have one of them in the party.
Yeah. Now, the thing we don't know is if that stacks. Be interesting to see. So you have one member of your party has the looter, everyone benefits from it. But what happens if 2 or 3 or more have it?
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. So it's suggesting that the crafting and the gathering are going to benefit from this tree.
Yeah.
So it may be like, let's go into speculation mode. Could be like you may get an extra hit of a tree to get an extra bit of wood, or maybe when you are hitting, you've just maybe got a chance of getting an extra thing. Or they have talked about when you're mining nodes and stuff, you getting gems. Maybe it increases your chance of
rares and stuff like
diamonds, rather than just so an interesting tree that, and one that I'm quite
excited to see.
I'm intrigued because it doesn't benefit your skills and that, but it kind of does in a indirect kind of way.
Can you swap out an entire tree at some point? Can you go to an NPC and go, right, I've had enough of this tree, I want to respec?
I've not found that answer. No. There's been speculation. So like I say, we do know if you put 18 points in and you don't quite like how you've done it, you can just take it out and rejig it.
Right.
What they
Well, we don't
haven't,
ever change it.
yeah, what they haven't said is if once you pick at level 10, you're stuck with that.
Right.
That'll be interesting because they could do that.
Because what I was thinking was maybe the looter comes into play a bit more end game. You know, when you've gone through, you've done a few dungeons, and you're thinking, right, let's go out, gather materials. We'll go into looter
Yeah,
for a bit.
yeah, that'll be it'd be interesting to see what they do with that actually.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like you say, you may want to level up your character, get to 40, and then focus on the crafting.
Yeah.
Are you going to have to plan that? Maybe you do pick that level 30 if it is that case. Pros and cons of that. The cons are obviously, like you say, if you make a choice and you think, oh, this just isn't working for me, do you then have to make another character to kind of rectify your mistake?
Yeah.
Other side of it is that it does make every character more useful because people can't just change the trees.
Yeah.
So there is an inherent value in not being able to do it.
It's good for sort of guilds when you get down and if you like, oh, he's the looter.
Yeah.
Go and ask him to get in your party if you're going out and you're doing this specific thing because there's a really good drop of gold at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Specific roles within the guild.
Well,
That'd be
yeah,
great.
and it's the set. Like you say, could you? That would be really cool if you did have people who were geared towards a certain looter aspect. You're gonna want them because you want the good stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Same with the medic. Well, I mean, they've all got their inherent values. That's why they're there. But like, you know, oh, this is going to be a bit of a tough raid. You know, oh, Carl's a medic, Mike's a medic, such and such. And you can build within that. So there's a lot of excitement within that. And like say, we don't even know what the skills are we can see here.
No, have we got anything?
We do have a couple, yeah. So, we will go across to them now. Actually.
Is there anything you wanted to say before we go across? Or anything there?
I'm really excited. I'm excited to see because I like theory crafting. So there's the thing called theory crafting where you plan your character out before you make your character. So
right.
You kind of go with the vision, like you've already decided. I'm picking the mage. I'm picking the pathfinder. You know, like you're making those conscious choices, but then working out. Well, if I pick this kind of path down the tree, you know, these two skills at the bottom may not be. They're probably going to be very useful. That's why they're at the bottom. But you could maybe make a build that foregoes that skill to have a few extra up here, which maybe offsets.
You could then counterbalance that with the skills you get from the factions. You know what I mean? If you did forego that,
because you get the two skills from them, don't you?
Yeah, so bring them in.
See, you're already there.
We're already there,
and this is what I love. It's so good.
I wonder if they'll have that thing. Can't you build classes like this and then just copy it in by a URL on some games as well?
Yeah, so there's there's build makers. Yeah, so WoW notoriously has them. So it'll be like an interactive version of this screen. You can make it. It'll come up with a URL, and then you copy it.
I think that was in one of the Q&As. I think it was. I think because I wouldn't have known that from WoW. So
right, that would make sense then. Yeah, and it would make sense. That would also then kind of maybe lean into the fact that maybe you can't change it, because if they're giving you the tool to go, here's everything you need to make a character. You can play around with it. And then when you've made that, you can kind of at least then go, right, cool. But we'll see. That's the exciting bit, if it works one way or the other. Right, so let's go to the other ones. So that was just the locked one. So you can see here, I'll zoom it in for you because I know.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what. Yeah, perfect. That.
So during the video, they highlighted over one of the skills, it looks like, 'cause it's one of the ores. and it says, so this is just kind of to give us an insight on what to expect, what kind of things these little nodes are, because they look pretty, but we don't necessarily know exactly. But this is one of the skills. It looks like it's actually the skill on the left. If you look how the kind of speech bubble comes out, it's not the one that has been selected.
Right. Yeah.
So
I get it.
you can kind of see where the cursor is. It's just brushed across. So control chaos. This is in the mage tree. You can tell by the gorgeous blues and purples. Every hit of a targeted ability charges auto attack for an additional 20 magical damage.
Can you say that in English?
So every hit of a targeted ability. So this isn't your generic attack. So if you have a dagger, it's not just you hitting them. A targeted attack would be one of your Qs, your Es, whatever they are.
All right. Yeah.
So if your E is throwing your dagger, for example, every hit of one of those charges your auto attack with an additional 20 magic damage. So here's how to break it down. So you could go, I use a targeted ability. So I throw my dagger.
Yeah.
My next auto attack is going to do an additional 20 magical damage.
Right.
Now here's where it gets interesting. So you could throw it, let your auto attack go, extra 20 damage. But you could also change your abilities. There's nothing saying that your E attack throw dagger isn't throw 3 of them. So for 3 hits, suddenly it's 60 for your next one. So the clever and the skillful people in the game, which won't be me, they could maybe work out that because you can pick the mage tree and still be a ranger. The bow, for example, you could do a rain of arrows, and for every like the typical shoot loads in the sky, and they all come pinging down. We've seen it on the video. Now, if you've got a group of people there, say 4 of them, and you're hitting them individually, each one of those hits is an extra 20 magical damage to your next auto attack.
Wow. Stacking.
So you could probably do a lot of damage with that. So if you like you say, you fire the arrows up, and then maybe you use a grenade and you throw that before your next auto attack, and that's a hit. And
what is the auto attack? Sorry, just say that again.
So it's just your base attack. So when you pick your weapon, so your sword, it's when you left or right click, whichever one it will be.
Whatever that is.
It'll just be that. Whatever that is.
Right. Perfect.
Or if you're using all that before, charging up all that little magic mana, and then
magic dust.
Hit him with 300.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
It says here the next level, which obviously doesn't. I don't know how this applies. I was trying to work this out because it's up here. It says 0 of 1. So you pick
1 of
it.
1.
Now I don't know how to get it to level 60.
I imagine that's possibly a mistake.
Or
alpha stuff.
The only thing I could think of is there are enhancers in the game. There's an enhancing profession.
Right.
There's things in other games like glyphs that allow you put a glyph on, which basically can enhance. So it may make. So say this was a level 1.
Yeah.
Then you can get glyphs or enhancements to make it act like a level 2.
Oh, so like an artifact could possibly do that. Could the artifact
potentially? Yeah, it could work like that. That's the only way I could think, because it's odd that they have included that. It's going to make it last longer.
Yeah.
Without kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't have shown anything in this original trailer that they didn't know people were just going to gobble up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're all goblins. Yeah. We love this.
Goblins!
I need the treasure, and I need it now.
That's it.
So the second one,
Lifesteal,
Bloodthirst, very warrior-esque.
Vampires. Are there vampires in this game? Because that'd be pretty sick.
Well, I would say those teeth there are quite indicative.
Little vampire mage. Bow!
that would be so cool.
Well, cool. Well,
Yeah,
cool.
just that kind of. Oh yeah, like
Been watching that Castlevania
convalescent.
anime on Netflix, and yeah, I'm into Dracula, and he seems pretty cool to me. He may have burnt down the world for his wife, but it's fine.
Prove it.
He looks prove it. I didn't see him. I didn't
If
see him
he's
do it.
burnt down the world, I mean, I'm living in a house, so
Hey,
didn't do
yeah.
a good job.
There we
So
go.
Bloodthirst, increased lifesteal. So you can see this is a 1 of 5.
Yeah.
So it's
It usually is for something like this. This is in quite a few games, isn't it? Old Lifesteal or Leech Seed from Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's it. So these look like these are either. Excuse me. If we go back, actually. Sorry.
Oh, we're going all the way back.
So this is a tier 2. I was just working out where we are.
Where it is.
So lifesteal is basically for every hit, what you get 0.4% of whatever that is back to you. I mean, if we were going to make guesses, it goes 0.4, 0.8. Probably going to be 1.2. I don't think it's then going to double, you know. But that would then give you, so 1.2, 1.2%.
Nice.
Which, if you're at level 40 and I mean, I don't know if it'll, I guess it will work with that magic one. If you charge up that magic one, hit with your auto attack, and then you get 2% of whatever that is.
Oh yeah, that's a big buff. That. Look at you! You're already building your character. I love it.
And this, you know, and like I want to know what these are, but this is where we're at. That looks like a kind of he's swinging, isn't he? So it could be.
That other image looks like some sort of blacksmith forger weapon upgrade thing. You know what I mean? It's a bit burnt and it's all heated up, ready to.
You can see this one though. This one's a strength guy. You see, like that classic kind of. That could be.
Yeah.
That could be
the circus man.
It could be anything from like. It could just be more strength, but it could be like carrying capacity. That's what I was trying to think of. What maybe?
Yeah.
Because you've got that kind of stronger.
Yeah, I was going to say sort of movement speed when carrying stuff, but it's been confirmed that sort of thing isn't in the game.
Doesn't matter.
Which is great.
Yeah. So, so that's
one.
self-explanatory. Deadly combo. Now this is from the mage one.
Is it? Is that the mage symbol? I don't think that's the mage symbol in the background. That you see the sort of the rune thing.
Back to the.
Go to the big one.
Yeah.
Is it? No, I think it's.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh, you got me excited then. I thought that.
I know. Yeah, I was. Yeah. Well, I thought it was something.
Yeah. So.
Is it? No, I don't think it is.
It proper is.
Right, go back.
Oh no, it's not.
Oh, no, it's the warrior.
Warrior. Oh. Either way, it's still pretty.
Idiots.
But yeah, so this is a skill like we looked at the other one with the mage stacking attack. Physical damage increases after outcoming physical critical hit.
Oh, this doesn't look like it's a stacking one though, does it? Look, it's 1 of 1.
Yeah, but it says
so that'll be the other one which we can enhance with an artifact or something.
Yeah, I think this will be the same because it says next level duration is 3 seconds.
Right, yeah.
Like you say, it is alpha. It could have
Yeah.
This may have been just a. Maybe that's because you pick it in. It is 3 seconds, maybe.
Seems like a long time these buffs. Like that other one was 60 seconds. That seems like a long time to have something doing that in one of these games. Not, you know.
But then you've also got to think in the defender class and in the support class and stuff. What have they got that, like increased health pools for that time? So
Yeah.
it's like that. They've said it's like that triangle, isn't it? So that will beat that. That will beat that. Rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
So whilst it looks good there's definitely going to be a branch somewhere that has a counter to, maybe not a direct counter, but yeah, okay, they're putting out more magic damage, but there might be one with more magic resistance and more health. So you've kind of got that. That's quite interesting. It's just basically after you hit a physical crit, your physical damages increase for the next few seconds. Now you could, again, going into that little theory mind, if you pick the one that had the increased physical crit chance, if you pick that, you're going to inherently get more out of this because you're going to be hitting more physical.
Yeah. Working in tandem with each other, aren't they?
Exactly. So that's pretty cool. And then the last one, and I think it's the last one. Oh no, there's a couple more. Now, I'll let you pronounce this.
Coup de grace.
Is that right?
How about that? I have no idea. No idea.
I have not. Because I know that's coup.
Coup
Coup de
grace.
coup de grace. That
Coup de
sounds
grace?
like a thing.
That sounds right to me.
Anyway,
Sounds better than coup de grace.
coup de grace from Yorkshire.
Coup de grace.
So coup de grace. Increase physical damage on a target with less than 3% of maximum health.
All right. So if you get them down, get them off max health.
Yeah.
With less than 3%. Yeah.
So
you'll get increased damage.
Yeah. So you need,
visible.
So you get a nice big hit off them at the start, and then suddenly you're already doing more physical damage.
Yeah.
Quite interesting. Now you can see this one. What was interesting about this is there's no time on this one. So again, this is another and skill.
Yeah.
But like, whereas the others were like you had that 60 seconds and that.
Yeah, this is just constant.
Once it's below 3%, which is very easy to get.
Yeah.
It doesn't say how much the physical damage increase is. It may be just negligible, but it's a pretty cool thing to have.
Yeah, it's good for your tank roll or whatever, isn't it? If you're up there in the front.
Yeah, if you're just constantly hitting them, and you're doing physical damage, of course, that's quite cool. So we can see the kind of what kind of things we kind of expect. Last one that they showed, I think. Yeah, this is the last one. So this is Battering Ram. Again, this is a 2 of 5, so we can see that it's the more armor, the higher attack power. Nice.
Yeah, that's it. And you can see that they've picked that. They've picked those two there in tandem with each other in this skill tree at least, haven't they? That one which increases attack from health, and then this battering ram because obviously they work really well.
Yeah. So the more armor you have, the higher your attack power. Screams to me that you pick then defender, because I imagine defender would have a lot more armor based skill, talent, perks, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
It just, yeah. So it's, I mean, this is, what are we on? 2 of 5. So it's current. So you're getting 2%. Let's call it 2%.
Yeah.
No. Of whatever your attack power is. It's what your armor value is.
Yeah.
So.
Really massive in the end game, can't it? That.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You usually find when you're at that top end, when you're in the raids and the dungeons, we throw away 1% and that in real life. We don't think. If I said to you, jump off that cliff, there's a 1% chance you survived, you go, no, I'm all right, mate. Cheers. But if there was a 1% chance of you beating the other person in a game, that's the advantage.
Funny, when I see something like that from the armor bit as well, I'm instantly thinking of the big, like, guys covered with a big shield and stuff. But we know from this game that the cosmetic side isn't part of the stats; it's the artifacts, isn't it?
A waistcoat.
So yeah, which is going to be funny to see because you can have like a massive tank just look normal, you know, like really lightweight.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it reminds me of when people get the old PC cases, like the Windows
Yeah.
95 cases, but inside is like
The stealth
all
build.
the new. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just reminds me of that kind of thing, and like that would just be so cool. So
Yeah.
so that's kind of that's what we've got on the talents. Like I say, we've kind of got a rough idea of what kind of things we were expecting. Some passive things like the lifesteal, some ones that I hit a skill, something's going to happen for a set amount of time. Although we can see there that's another passive but a choice. So that's interesting.
We're almost going to be able to play with all this as well. It's coming. Each week
soon.
we're getting closer.
Yeah, and like I say, the only other things to point out are there's 18. You can only pick 18 things. Don't know what they're called.
Right.
Points.
Perks. Say perks.
Yeah.
Perks. Yeah.
They're the whole trees which are interesting.
Characters.
Character.
Cheeky. Have we got time? Where are we at?
I'm very quickly. I just want to go through this because
He looks like a vampire.
which one?
The blue guy.
This guy.
Yeah, what you saying? He looks a bit vampire-esque to me.
He does look. Yeah, I definitely think. But
And he,
I think that's a legionary guy, isn't it? We talked.
yeah.
This looks like that warrior.
Was it the? It's not the
Not
paladin.
paladin, maybe.
Yeah.
We know the dwarf.
Yeah.
We know this one as she's like the bomber.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What were they called? Can't think. Yeah. But there's a few we've never seen. That guy looks so cool.
Which one? This one?
The one, no, the one to the left. He looks so noble. No, the one in the middle of those two you've just been on. There. Yeah, he looks.
If that's not the druid.
Yeah. Is that your race? Yeah. Is that? Yeah, because that is cool, man.
Because after that episode where I had that, oh my god, there's a druid. When I saw this, I was like, it has to be him.
Yeah.
Could be them because they kind of look a bit like shamanic, but he looks like a tree person.
They've mentioned possible shape shifting role. Yeah. And that guy in the middle, on the middle row on the right, next to the robot, looks like a lichen to me. He could well be a little werewolfy guy. Look at that beard. Yeah. Know what I mean?
With this, I thought you were going to say the robot at first was like could synthesize.
Oh, Transformer.
Yeah, but I like that. This is why I brought it up because I knew you'd have a different idea to what I thought maybe they are.
Yeah.
Like what was this guy doing in the bottom?
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks a.
I reckon that's an early. What would they call the Reaper?
Flame Reaper.
Yeah.
Because I think that's them. Off memory. Going off that page, I'm just trying to. I mean, we could quickly reference it, but I do. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because we only know, I think, 6.
I like that Viking-looking guy as well. He's a bit like a dwarf, but he looks like a bit of a Viking to me, doesn't he?
Yeah, so we know 6 classes. If you go onto the Corepunk page, there's 6. So if that's those 6, there's 6 more to go. And if
it's exciting,
the beta's very soon. Oh, it's going to be exciting.
Do you reckon they'll drop like a cheeky little one that hasn't been announced for the beta or something? It's like a little cheeky add-on.
I'd like to see that.
It'd be nice.
Here's the 6. I don't think we'll get to play them all. I think we'll probably play the 6, but I think they may drop a 7th just
to show. Yeah.
Just to get people excited.
He looks like a lichen though, that guy, and I quite like him. Chewed a little lichen, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he does have that kind of collar.
Top collar. Yeah.
Now, the only thing I do want to just quickly jump back into, going back to the these. Why do you never work? There we go. So I found a fact on the forums about the combinations of these talents.
Right.
Someone has worked it out. I didn't do the maths, but because you've got the 3 weapon talents per class,
Yeah.
and 9 of these, there are 84 combinations
It's sick.
of just
Sick.
picking the trees. That's before you even get into any of the skills or anything. There's just 84.
And then there's the artifacts that even add on top of that.
Yeah. So when your character, when they've said your character is going to be customizable and unique, if there's 84 before you even click anything else, that's a lot.
Oh, I can't wait. Cannot wait. It's going to be class.
The thing that they did just post as well is saying that there's no difference between PvP and PvE, so there's not going to be a separate tree.
Yeah. Yeah. And Illumio got in our comments on the last episode to say that you can't completely toggle off PvP.
No.
So the toggle is to stop you hitting neutral players. Yeah.
But it doesn't, you don't fully negate
being involved.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're.
That's it. Is that this week? That's it.
Week. It's a lot shorter, thankfully.
It was fun. Getting excited.
Very exciting. I cannot wait. I can't wait to just see what those things are, see what each little node is and what it does, and get my brain racking.
That'll be great. I'm really looking forward to streaming it together as well.
Ace. We're gonna play so much.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Do we have a tease on what next episode may be? Do we know? Are we gonna leave it? We're gonna leave it out, aren't we? We're gonna leave it. We're gonna come back. All right, that's fine.
No, it's gonna be maybe more like this one. I think.
Maybe. Yeah. Let us know if you liked the smaller episodes rather than the bigger ones. We're still working it out. This channel is very much going to be created by our viewers. We want
you guys at home that help us do this. The comments, the likes, everything that everyone's done so far has helped us. It gives, I was itching to do this episode. I was so excited after the last one. So thank you for everyone who's liked and watched us so far.
Yeah. So let us know if you want to see anything. I think we are going to be doing an episode not Corepunk related soon as well. So keep an eye on the channel for that. I think it'll be coming up at some point. What's the date today? I don't know. 20th. So it should be out the end of this weekend, depending how quick we get our act together. But yeah, keep an eye on the channel. Follow us on Twitter. We'll start posting on that a bit more regularly again. We've been busy at work after our little holiday off. But yeah, cheers again. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.